All right, y'all. Welcome to another edition of Science Vision Art Life. My name is Adewale Agboke Jr. Please review us, rate us, give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. Today, I'm gonna talk about my favorite comic series aside from the Cardiac Assassins universe, the X-Men Omega comic series. It was in the 90s. I loved it, man. I mean, it's better than Marvel vs. DC, the 4-issue deal. I mean, X-Men Age of Apocalypse is the sickest thing I've ever experienced. But before I go into it, talking about the comics, let's thank our sponsor to pay these bills, okay? So this podcast, the Science Vision Podcast, is brought to you by A4 Capital Consulting. That's A4 Capital Consulting, growing good business anywhere and everywhere. Let A4 Capital Consulting take your business to the next level. For details, y'all go to a4capitalconsulting.com. They just reverbed their website. It's looking awesome, so check it out at a4capitalconsulting.com. And also, this podcast is also brought to you by Anadel Foot and Ankle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadel Foot and Ankle make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details. And you can also follow Anadel Center Foot and Ankle on YouTube. They have a YouTube channel now, so that's Anadel Center on YouTube. So check them out, y'all. They got awesome videos. Dr. Soda is over there taking care of business, as well as Mr. Adewale Agboke for A4 Capital Consulting. You know, that's why we've grown now, as you can see, the different things we're doing. So let's get to the show, y'all. Let's talk about what's going on today. As I said before, X-Men Omega, the entire comics. I want to talk about the comics itself, the idea, the time, the universe, the concept. I mean, I don't even know where to start, man. I mean, let's just, this is the first comic book I ever bought, I ever owned in my life. It turned out to be my favorite Marvel character at the time now. Now, of course, Wolverine is now number 2 behind Blade, but Weapon X was sick, man. I've drawn this drawing that y'all see right here. I got like a 6-foot drawing of that drawing right there at the bottom of Weapon X. Thing is huge, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But this is the first comic book I ever bought. But I'm going to break it down as we go. This is the last issue of the Weapon X series during the Age of Apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? The Chosen and the Forgotten. I'm only showing y'all what I got left, y'all. I used to have so many comics. I mean, it's embarrassing that I don't have any more comics anymore. X Factor, you know what I'm saying? Cyclops with the one eye, you know what I'm saying? Polaris over there, they fighting Havoc. Then, of course, Colossus, Generation X, you know what I mean? So let's start off with, let me even start off with Generation X, you know what I'm saying? The first one. You know, this was like, the thing about this Age of Apocalypse was basically the whole premise of the whole thing was Apocalypse wanted to take over the earth, of course. Most villains always want to do that, right? So what did he first do? He took out Charles Xavier. Took him out, you know what I'm saying? And once he did that, that pretty much turned the whole thing chaotic, right? So now instead of having that balance, now Magneto steps in front to lead the X-Men, right? But then the weird thing is that all the X-Men break off into different parts. You've got Gambit and Externals. You know what? Let's start off with this right here. So this is the Chosen and the Forgotten. Let me start off with this right here. This is one of my favorite reads ever. It's not a comic book format, but it's so entertaining, right? So this is Apocalypse deciding in the Age of Apocalypse who he thought was worthy and who he thought was not worthy. So let's look at it through, right? Of course, this is Mandarin, one of his minions, one of his foot soldiers. And of course, we start off with Magneto and Rogue, right? The mother and father of the Age of Apocalypse, the mother and father of the rebellions that's rebelling against him. Apocalypse referred to them as flat scans. If you've never read this, because this is the 1990s, y'all. In fact, I'm trying to see if I can find a date on this. Man, probably 1994 through 1998, the X-Men Omega, the X-Men of Age of Apocalypse series. I mean, look at this. Magneto, of course, and Rogue, they're chosen, if you're wondering, right? And then you got X-Man. He's not chosen. But this is a character I knew nothing about till I was actually reading this Age of Apocalypse, this actual comic right here. Yeah, y'all, look at it. It's coming apart. I've had this thing for so long. It's older than a whole lot of people that are going to watch this podcast. You know what I'm saying? That are watching this podcast. You know what I'm saying? So that's X-Men right there. You know what I'm saying? He's not chosen. This is Cyclops with one eye. Yeah, I know you're wondering. I'm gonna show y'all how we ended up with that one eye. You know what I'm saying? Him and Wolverine going at it. You know what I'm saying? Basically, what happened was Jean Grey gets captured by Cyclops' soldiers. Of course, Cyclops is on the bad side. And then Wolverine comes in there storming in and comes to rescue her. And him and Cyclops go at it. And, you know, they've been fighting over Jean since forever. And Wolverine takes an eye and Cyclops takes an arm. You know what I'm saying? It's just fighting over that one lady, man, Jean Grey. You know what I'm saying? But Cyclops in Age of Apocalypse is actually the villain. I guess semi-villain, but villain. You know what I'm saying? He's one of Apocalypse's main, he's like his general, his main Dude, of course, Apocalypse had the four horsemen: Abyss, Holocaust, Sinister, and Mikhail. But Cyclops was his main general. He's the one who led the foot soldiers. You know what I'm saying? So you know, Cyclops was the main general. And the main thing about this is that Cyclops was like really favored over Havoc, which was an issue, as you can see. If you've never read the issue of Age of Apocalypse, you need to go read it, man. Man, it's the sickest comic series ever. Then, of course, you got Havoc, who is not chosen. Oh, if you're wondering, Cyclops was chosen. You know Cyclops was chosen. He's pretty sick, man. Now, Havoc, on the other hand, was not chosen, right? Because Havoc, Apocalypse saw him as like this dude that was just ignorant and just thought he was more than what he was. You know what I'm saying? Always trying to prove himself, but he always was in the shadow of Cyclops, especially in the Age of Apocalypse. And I'm not going to tell you what happened to Havoc in the comic book, because I'm going to ruin X-Men Omega for you. Volume 3, Volume 1, 2, and 3. So if you've never read it, please go read it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Sinister is chosen. You know, in this Age of Apocalypse, he's Apocalypse's main scientist. He's creating all kinds of breeds. I mean, just mixing mutants left and right, doing whatever he wants, and he's enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? He's not even caring about the conquering of the. He's just more into it because you can create a new gene pool of mutants, man. You know, Sinister's always been a twisted individual. You know what I'm saying? So yes, Sinister is chosen. The goddess Storm herself, man. Of course, you know she's chosen, man. I mean, in this Age of Apocalypse, it's weird, man. She cuts the long hair. She becomes the love interest of Quicksilver. You know, Apocalypse really shows her much respect in this whole Age of Apocalypse series. She and the X-Men, Astonishing X-Men, as I like to call them in the Age of Apocalypse, you know, led by Magneto and Rogue, they just going around just trying to defeat Apocalypse on different fronts, man. I mean, Storm was pretty sick in this Age of Apocalypse series, man. So Storm was chosen too. You got Quicksilver over here, who's the son of Magneto, of course, as you all well know. But in the Age of Apocalypse, he becomes the field leader, right? Because Magneto's like, well, I might as well have my own son leading the team. So, you know, you've got Wolverine, of course, not part of the deal. Like, I ain't joining y'all. I'm going to do my own thing. Wolverine's always been a renegade. So Quicksilver was chosen, if you're wondering. North Star and Aurora. Hell no, they were not chosen. These two, man, like, they, just like Havoc, they thought they were more than what they were, man. And Apocalypse is like, nah, y'all ain't chosen. Please, get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? This book itself, I could show you just this in this whole Age of Apocalypse, and you would be like, man, this whole series is crazy. Yeah, North Star and Aurora, they were cool. They had powers, but they were like too arrogant. Thought they were more than what they were. And as Apocalypse said, nah, you're not more than what you think you are. And no, you're not chosen. Beast, of course, he became really expendable during the Age of Apocalypse. He was more of Sinister's assistant. I mean, he was always thought he was more than what he was, but in the Age of Apocalypse, Beast becomes a villain. And man, he be doing all kinds of crazy experiments. I mean, he almost experimented on Jean, and that's when Wolverine, aka Weapon X, breaks in and saves her from his crazy experiments. But yes, Beast thought it was more than what he was, and in Age of Apocalypse, like I said, he was a villain. And yeah, he was not chosen. He was not chosen at all, y'all. Sorry, the book is still falling apart. The Four Horsemen: Abyss, Holocaust, Mikhail. So let me point them out to you. Holocaust, Mikhail, Sinister, and Abyss. Man, I'm drawing all these cats right here. It used to be my thing, man, to draw a bunch of Marvel stuff. And this Age of Apocalypse thing just gets me hyped, man. I was so bummed out when the movies did not live up to the comics. I can't tell you how much that broke my heart, y'all. I was such a big X-Men fan as a kid. The animated series, the comics. Out of all the comics I've ever collected in my life, I have so many X-Men comics. It really helped me to develop inspired me to develop the whole Cards of Assassin universe, realizing what options, what there are, what things can be. You know what I'm saying? So I read a lot of X-Men. I didn't even read Avengers that much. Avengers was more like animation series, but X-Men was a lot of comic books. You know what I'm saying? So the Four Horsemen were chosen. You know what I'm saying? So let's move on to the next group. We got Excalibur, who's now led by Mystique and Nightcrawler and Destiny, of course, in the background there. Nightcrawler and Mystique, of course, mother and son. You know, they become like helping the human high council. But Apocalypse is like, man, please, y'all ain't worthy and worth my time. Y'all are just like rats, man. Please, I'm just going to step on y'all and never even know it, man. So, you know, Mystique, of course, she's powerful, shape-shifting, Nightcrawler with the teleportation abilities and acrobatic fights, martial arts skills, but that still wasn't good enough to defeat, good enough for Apocalypse to think you were worthy to be chosen. So no, they were forgotten. And then onto that human high council. Apocalypse had no respect for these dudes, man. Emma Frost, was part of the High Council, and he just did not care. Because I'm not going to tell you what happens to them in the in Omega, X-Men Omega Volume 2, but y'all should go read it. It's either volume 2 or volume 1, but y'all should go read it. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to ruin for nobody that hasn't never read that thing before, but you need to read it. The High Council, they were just like peasants and pests to Magneto. He did not care. He's like, y'all ain't worthy. You are not chosen. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Weapon X himself, my favorite X-Men. You know what I'm saying? Him and Jean Grey. At this point, Wolverine, aka Weapon X, has saved Jean Grey from the Apocalypse pens, and now they're lovers. You know, their boyfriend and girlfriend and all that stuff. And finally was like, I finally got the girl. Well, not for too long, though. That's all I'm going to tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? Man, they come together, they join forces. And instead of joining the X-Men, they go off on their own. It's so like they're rebels, man. They're like, you know what? Hell no. And it's funny enough, Apocalypse has so much respect for this dude. Like for Weapon X, he's like, man, this cat is bad. Of course, he got respect for Jean too. I ain't never really liked Jean, but in the Age of Apocalypse, I kind of liked her a little bit because she was less annoying. You know what I'm saying? And maybe also too is the way the writers wrote her in the comic books and in the cartoon series. I just couldn't stand her. She used to get on my nerves with her. I'm tired after picking up a pencil. You got me twisted, man. Come on. How you gonna have psychic powers and you getting tired after picking up a pencil? Jesus Christ, give me a break. You know what I'm saying? But with Weapon X, of course, he was chosen. You know what I'm saying? He was just like, man, this is the man right here. You know what I'm saying? So Weapon X chosen, of course. And it's crazy. As you can see, the one hand on Wolverine, if y'all can see it, he's got the one hand right there. On the left arm, the left hand is what gets cut off. Yeah, Cyclops blast that thing off. It was crazy, y'all. It was straight crazy. All right, so on to our next one. Gambit and the Externals. Man, Gambit and the Externals, they had Sunfire, Gambit, Lila Cheney, Jubilee, Strong Guy. I'm trying to think who else they had. Oh my God. Yeah, those are the main ones I can remember right now. But yeah, they were forgotten. Apocalypse was just like, y'all are like just a nuisance. They were more like rebels who were stealing stuff, and it wasn't more stealing just to steal, it was stealing to get somewhere. You know what I mean? So, you know, Apocalypse was like, yeah, Gambit's cool, but the rest of the ragtags they're rolling with ain't garbage to me. They trash to me. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? I gotta forget you. So he forgets the Gambit and the Externals, but Gambit had his own crew, man. He didn't even join the X-Men, but during the old Age of Apocalypse, as it got close to the end, volume 2 or 3, he joins them. That's all I'm gonna say. And then of course he joins to fight in the battle. You know what I'm saying? Against Apocalypse. And yes, Gambit also too. All I'm going to say is he fights Colossus. That's all I'm going to say in Days of Apocalypse. And something goes down. That's all I'm going to say. Now, Gambit and Externals are forgotten, but Colossus is chosen. And why? Because Apocalypse decides this guy is strong. He's been through a lot. He's lost his sister. He's lost his parents. His sister, of course, Ileana, and then of course his wife, Katie Pride, aka Shadowcat. You know what I'm saying? She had those claws like Wolverine had. Man, it was sick, man. I mean, Colossus and the Age of Apocalypse looks so sick. I've always been a big Colossus fan. Like in the animated series, he was sick, but then in the Age of Apocalypse, he got even sicker. I mean, if that's a word, he just looks so cool, y'all. So, you know, Colossus was chosen. Then on to our next page. Y'all, I haven't read this in a minute. Angel, aka Archangel. In the Age of Apocalypse, he gets his wings back, right? Which was totally cool because in the regular X-Men, he had no wings. They were metal. He turned into Archangel. His blue skin was gone. But in this Age of Apocalypse, he owns an establishment. He owns like a bar, like a nightclub or something. And what he's basically doing is disguising it. What it really was a base for X-Men and humans and mutants to mingle. Because in the Age of Apocalypse, it was forbidden for humans and mutants to mingle. So no dating, no marrying, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? And Angel his establishment was like on the low, like just letting humans and mutants mingle, man. You know what I'm saying? You would even catch Havoc in there. One of the reasons Havoc was in there trying to fall in love with some chick that was human. And that's one reason what got Havoc dealt with in the Age of Apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? So Angel, Apocalypse, even though he used to be his commander, he used to serve Apocalypse, but Apocalypse had so much respect for Angel. It's like, yeah, you chosen, bro. You chosen, man. You know what I'm saying? On to our next dudes. Sabretooth and Wildchild. You know, I really didn't know much about Wildchild till I read The Age of Apocalypse. I didn't even know who Wildchild was. I didn't even know he was part of X Factor. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all know I got the knowledge. I'm telling you about X Factor. Not a lot of people know about X Factor, man, which is sad. That's one of the things I hope that Disney, now that they own Marvel, is going to revamp a whole lot of stuff, especially these X-Men movies. For God's sake, they got to get remade. Logan and X-Men First Class was the only ones that did it for me. I like Days of Future Past a little bit, but not that much. You know what I'm saying? But back to Sabretooth and Wildchild. They were chosen. Yes, Apocalypse had a respect for these. And the way he saw them was like they were feed-out animals. Actually, Sabretooth was part of Apocalypse's soldiers. And then he broke off and decided to listen to Magneto and joined them. And he took Wildchild with him. Because Wildchild was more like a fetal animal that just really was not belonging to anywhere. But he found a brother in Sabretooth, and so him and Sabretooth joined forces and joined up Magneto to go against Apocalypse's minions. You know what I'm saying? So, and then on the other side, aka the teleporter, Bishop, man, he's chosen. Y'all know he had to be chosen, man. He comes from the past, comes to the future, and everything he had been predicting would happen, what he had predicted would happen to Charles Xavier, that's exactly what happened. And now Bishop is in the future, joining forces with the rest of the X-Men, Magneto, Rogue, Storm, Quicksilver, and Blink, who isn't part of this thing, which was weird, because I can't believe Apocalypse didn't choose Blink. She's a teleporter, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but, you know, Bishop is chosen. He's always been underestimated in the X-Men universe, but I always felt like Bishop was the man. You know what I'm saying? Now in this age, I was so proud and happy to see that he was chosen, because I felt like, yeah, man, Bishop is the man. Of course he got to get chosen. You know what I'm saying? So, and then, of course, Charles Xavier. Yep, he's forgotten. Why would Apocalypse not want this dude out of the way? You know what I'm saying? Charles Xavier is the main reason why the whole Age of Apocalypse thing happened. He takes care of, he gets him out of the way. I'm not going to tell you how it happened. And then, of course, Magneto is forced to step into the forefront of the leader of the X-Men. And the whole world just goes into total chaos. Just imagine an apocalyptic universe. That's what Age of Apocalypse was. Can you imagine if Marvel did a movie on the Age of Apocalypse? Oh my God, that'd be like 5 movies. You would have to do 5 movies just to get all of it in, because these books, these comics that I'm holding that I still have are priceless. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Charles Xavier dies. Yeah, nobody wants him to die, but he died, and that's what started the Age of Apocalypse. Apocalypse is like, yeah, I respect for that you're a powerful mutant, but you know what? You're in the way too. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of you and get you up out of my way. You know what I'm saying? So Charles Xavier was not chosen. And of course, the last part of the comic, you know, Mandarin in the beginning, right? He wanted to see if he was chosen or forgotten. Well, at first, Apocalypse had chosen him. But then Apocalypse says, you know what? How dare you go into my computer system to see if you are chosen or worthy? And guess what? Now he was forgotten. And you can see Apocalypse is blasting him, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this comic book, y'all, check out the back, check out the front. I mean, this right here pretty much defines the Age of Apocalypse. I love this comic book. I've taped it, duct taped it. As you can see, I just keep keeping it together, man. I can't lose this comic right here. And it really helped me with my Cards of Assassin Universe comic book as I'm working on the big book that's about to come out soon, y'all. So let's move on to our next thing. We got Generation X here, you know what I'm saying? Colossus got his own team, of course. Let's do a little skim through. We're going to skim through all these other ones. And then I'm going to focus on that Weapon X, you know what I'm saying? You know, this comic book is about Colossus and his sister, Illyana, fighting Sugar Man. It was crazy, man. They had their own universe. I mean, the cool thing about the Age of Apocalypse was it was just so many different universes. You know what I'm saying? And this was drawn by different artists, too. So everything was different type of artists. I mean, there's never going to be anything again like the Age of Apocalypse. Of course, this is Colossus with his sister, Illyana. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, his wife, Kitty Pryde. There she goes, Kitty Pryde. She's chopping people up, you know what I'm saying? I mean, this is one of the sickest, man. Oh, God, I miss Age of Apocalypse. I just wish X-Men movies would have lived up, man. You know what I'm saying? So we doing a quick skim, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the comic book, I used to love comic. Look, check out the front, check out the back, y'all. You know what I'm saying? X Factor. I used to have a bunch of Age of Apocalypse comics, y'all, but I've lost so many, as I stated before on previous podcast episodes. This is Cyclops right here. You know what I'm saying? And what this comic book right here is about Polaris, who's the daughter of Magneto, actually getting lost in the Apocalypse slave pens. You know, because in the Age of Apocalypse, he captures a lot of mutants, and he's doing all kinds of crazy experiments. He's got Sinister just doing whatever he wants, however he wants. You know what I'm saying? You know, so let's go do this. But before we keep going, let's pay some of these bills. This podcast, again, is brought to you by A4 Capital Consulting. Let A4 Capital Consulting grow your business anywhere and everywhere, y'all. That's a4capitalconsulting.com for details, y'all. Check out that a4capitalconsulting.com for details. And this podcast is also brought to you by Anadel Foot and Ankle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadel Foot and Ankle make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you're wondering. This is a beanie on my head right here, looking so sick. These are the Cards of Assassin Universe. And the cool thing about my beanies is that they're reversible. You can fold them in, you can fold them out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to show you all that at the end of the podcast. You know what I'm saying? But let's go into the comic book, X Factor. As I stated before, Cyclops, he's the general for Apocalypse, right? He's not a Four Horseman, but he's very vital to Apocalypse's success. And he's the general. And so Polaris gets captured in the Apocalypse slave pens. And so this book is really about, what it's about is like Polaris trying to find her way back to the rest of the X-Men. She's lost. She doesn't know who she is. She's got memories of her father, Magneto. And Cyclops, you know, even though Cyclops was a villain, he kind of still wasn't a villain. Like, he would still do things that were within his scheme of being a human being and honoring You know, he just had that humanity to him, man. He wasn't trying to just break anybody off and just kill anybody off, man. You know what I'm saying? And so Apocalypse letting him know, bro, I'm gonna step your game up, man. You can't just keep being nice. He knows what he's doing, but I think Apocalypse knew that he freed some slaves, but he didn't say nothing. Whereas Havoc was treated more harshly. Maybe because Havoc thought he was more than what he was. He had this ambition to be like lead Apocalypse's minions, which wasn't never gonna happen because Apocalypse never saw him as somebody who was capable or competent enough to lead his armies. You know what I'm saying? So Polaris is going through these things. I remember used to see the commercials, man. That's a different universe, Captain Marvel back in the day, man. You know what I'm saying? Or you can see Polaris, you know what I'm saying? Havoc is over there trying to take her out, and Cyclops is like, what are you doing, man? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this Angel over here, eventually, I think based on this, Cyclops meets with these two brothers, man. And they also talk with the Angel. So I told y'all, Angel's secretly working with Cyclops. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, Cyclops is still working. And then this is the part I was telling y'all. Havoc, who knows he's not supposed to be talking to humans, dealing with humans, he's dating a human. Mandolin, I believe is her name. It was not good for him in the end, man. And this is Polaris over here. Beast, that dude is sick. He was experimenting, as I told y'all. He was experimenting on humans and mutants alike. And he messed with Polaris' head so bad, man. And then Cyclops comes into the laboratory and blasts everything in there. It's like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And he blows the whole thing up. And he tells Beast, if you ever try that again, I'm going to put you down. Simply put. You know what I'm saying? The Cyclops was beast. He was beast mode in this Age of Apocalypse, man. You know what I'm saying? This is one of my favorite comics I haven't read in all time. Oh, if you don't remember this cartoon, y'all, Reboot. Man, one thing I loved about comics back in the day, they used to have commercials up in there, man. So, you know, Cyclops eventually gets some help. I think he secretly gets her out of the Apocalypse slave pens, man. As you can see, he's helping out Polaris right here. You know what I'm saying? But Polaris was so lost in the Age of Apocalypse, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, back in the day, man, comics went like this, and then he gets her to and then North Star and Aurora, like I told you, they got nerve. You can see them on the left. They're over here trying to fight Cyclops. He's over there trying to get a Polaris out of there, and they're over there trying to stop him. Man, he blasts Polaris. I think it's North Star. Yeah, he actually takes out North Star and Polaris. I'm seeing North Star and Aurora. He takes him out. He's like, hey, please get up out of my face. He gives him that optic blast. You know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? And then, boom, game over. And so he gets her back to a place where she can be safe, man. You know what I'm saying? And he sends her off and puts her on a ship to some of the X-Men. Well, some of the people that know the X-Men, so she can be safe and sound. And then that's where the comic ends, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Age of Apocalypse, y'all. Now, this is the last issue of the Weapon X issue in the Age of Apocalypse. Man, this is so sick, y'all. Man, I can't tell y'all how sick this was. It was just beast mode, man. I get sentimental when I look at this comic, man. This comic book is at least 19. Yeah, it's got to be at least. It's going on 18 years now that I've had it, and I've managed to keep it. You know, let's check it out, y'all. You know, Emma Frost over there in front with Gateway, Weapon X himself. This is the last issue. This is the final stronghold, the final issue before the whole X-Men Omega Volume 1, 2, and 3 as they go to finally face Apocalypse in the final battle. And you know, as I stated before, this is Weapon X. They're on a ship. They're deciding what they're gonna do. The Human High Council's here. Jean and they're with Weapon X is at this point, Jean is no longer with Weapon X. Now she's back with the X-Men. I think that's what happened because I was trying to remember if they were together or if they were not together. Yeah, they weren't together, man. Yeah, not at this point. Jean had dipped off, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's Weapon X lighting one of his big cigars. He used to smoke too much, personally, for me. That's what Apocalypse over there in his slave pens. He's sending one of his minions to come and attack the Human High Council. That's what this comic is about. Apocalypse is basically trying to take him down before they can get over to where he is. Because and it's funny, during the time, this is Gateway who's going to teleport the entire Armada, the Human High Council Armada. And everybody is aligned with the Human High Council, the X-Men, everybody, to get them to one so they can face Apocalypse's stronghold. I mean, back then, it was crazy, man. And so what Apocalypse did was he sent one of his soldiers, biochemical characters to come and attack him. And they over there like just breaking up. But then Wolverine got something for him and he whooped some, man. They burnt Wolverine's arms, if you can see. You know what I'm saying? Look at that mess. I mean, these comics were ferocious back in the day, man. God, I enjoyed comics. I'm saying this is Weapon X right here. The Human High Council, one of them dies in Emma Frost's hands. This is Weapon X just straight up breaking. She thought she had beaten Wolverine. She forgot that Wolverine still had the claw, even though it was covered with a metal sheet. And man, guess what's about to happen to her? She's about to be done. Yep, that's a wrap for him. You see that? Takes him out. Yeah, you know, I mean, that's Blink right there. Nightcrawler, Jubilee. So in the end, as they get closer to the end, everybody joins forces. Magneto, Rogue, you know what I'm saying? And of course, you got Apocalypse versus Magneto. That fight was brutal, y'all. They really need to make a movie of this. They really need to make an animated series of it. And then this is the final page of the last issue of Weapon X, man. As Wolverine, as he stated, he's about to lead them against the Apocalypse's stronghold. And here it's going down, baby. It is going down. You know what I'm saying? And then this right here is the first comic book, as I stated before, I ever bought. This is the first issue of the Weapon X saga in the Age of Apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? I've drawn this drawing right here. It's so huge. Y'all, it's about 4 feet, if not 5 feet. It's huge, y'all. I don't play games, you know what I'm saying? And this is when you start off the bat, you know what I'm saying? Weapon X and Jean Grey are in love. They're back together. You know what I'm saying? And basically, what happens is they decide to do a mission where they're going to go see what's going on in the Apocalypse in Stronghold area. And guess who's waiting for them? That idiot Havoc. And he don't even know what's about to happen. So, you know, Apocalypse got defense systems in there. So they fight this robot, as y'all can see right here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just... And then guess who shows up? Havoc. Who's thinking he's the man. But guess what? Wolverine's got something for him. Man, the Sentinel blast that fool. Jean Grey and Weapon X got up out of there, man. Next thing you know, Havoc's getting teleported back to wherever he's getting teleported at. And they're reporting back to Apocalypse. As you can see, the Sentinels, all of them right there. And they're reporting back to Apocalypse. And Apocalypse is like, what in God's name happened? And they're telling him, oh, Havoc is in the medical tent or medical center getting repaired because he got teleported and merged with like some kind of cybernetic robot. Man, it was crazy. And of course, this is Apocalypse, you know what I'm saying, talking to his general Cyclops and Abyss, Holocaust, Mikhail, and Mr. Sinister. You know what I'm saying? Then this is Holocaust. I mean, it was just sick, man. You know, it's funny. Holocaust, I think, lost to Sabretooth. And I'm not sure if Mikhail was defeated by Colossus, but I'm not going to tell y'all nothing. I'm going to let y'all go read the X-Men Age of Apocalypse saga. If you've never read it, please go to Amazon.com or something. Find a comic book store and see if they still have this, man. You have missed out if you have not read this. This is a you can't miss type of deal right there. God, this Spider-Man pose, I've drawn this God knows how many times. Like I said, back in the day, the comics were off the chain, y'all. This right here, Wolverine and Jean Grey back at the Human High Council. They send Magma to come and spy on them and then come and blow everything up. And guess what she's got? Wolverine's got something for her, man. You know what I'm saying? She didn't know. But Wolverine's flame-proof sometimes. Man, he chops her up, man, and it's a done deal over there, man. It's game over. As you can see, he's got that claw just going straight through her. It's game over. And you know what I'm saying? And then, this is where it ends, man. The massacre. You know what I'm saying? Now she's dead. They're in the Tower of London somewhere. And the funny thing is, different parts of the world with different strongholds, right? And so this is Jean and Wolverine at the end and telling the Human High Council, what do y'all want to do next? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, God, the Age of Apocalypse was something serious. I can't tell y'all how cool it was. I mean, look at this. This is sick. And this is what helped me to really create the Cards of Assassin universe. And this right here, y'all, is the page that matters the most. This is the X-Men Omega saga. You know what? Let me see if I can actually bring it up. I'm going to point the phone to the screen. Let y'all see it. That right there is the X-Men Omega right there. You know what I'm saying? That's the X-Men Omega. That's where it all went down. You know what I'm saying? That's where everything was taken care of. I mean, it's just ridiculous, y'all. I mean, this is what inspired me. These right here inspired me to create my Cards of Assassin universe course. The bio book, which is available now on ScienceVision.com. That's ScienceVision.com. You can get yours $39.99. This one is the one that's currently there. And this is the classic right here. So you can get this classic. If you can special order it, you can email us at ScienceVisionShop.com. That's ScienceVisionShop.com at gmail.com. That's ScienceVisionShop at gmail.com for special orders. You can order this and then tell us what you really want. It's the classic. We still got a few left. So find yours, get yours today, y'all. Cards of Assassins, the bio book, of course, you know what I'm saying? This introduction to all the Cards of Assassins universe, all the characters, where they are now. This is the version 5. But pretty soon, when the big boy is done, because it's on its way, it's getting taken care of right now. It's going to be done soon, y'all. It's going to be a game changer, man. But see, now, back to what I was talking about what brought me to today's podcast, the whole X-Men universe. I mean, it's just, oh my God. I cannot get over this. It's just, it was just an incredible, and y'all, I used to have way more than this. I mean, way more. You know what I mean? So, this is the Age of Apocalypse, y'all. One of the greatest comic series ever. If you've never read it, please, please, please go read it. So that concludes our podcast today. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank y'all for listening. But before we go, we got to show you some of our new merchandise, right? Introducing the new Battles 2. You know what I'm saying? Let's check it out. Let's get a 360 turn right here. I'm going to let y'all see the sole so you can see what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's a sick Battles. And now we got the high tops coming soon. You know what I'm saying? So we got them available. This is the Platinums. But we got them in black trim, which is the black trim right here. And we got them in white trim right here too. So, we got various colors: royal blue, black, gray, navy blue, purple, pink, green, yellow, red. You know what I'm saying? You name it. And of course, can't forget the classic, what started it all off, the Battles 1. You know what I'm saying? The Battles 1. This was set the whole thing off. You know what I'm saying? This is how the whole Battles foot line started. You know what I'm saying? Check it out, y'all. The Battles 1. It's a different style of design. And you can see the comparisons between them. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to show y'all. What's the best way to show y'all? Y'all can see like that. You know what I'm saying? So these are the Battles 1 right here. These are the Battles 2. You know what I'm saying? So, keep doing big things right there. We're doing big things at Sanity Vision. And we also got the reversible beanies. Can't forget that. This is the Blade reversible beanie. As you can see, I got the Cardiac Assassin one on my head. But, you can check this out right here. Check that out. I mean, that looks sick, y'all. And I don't know if you want to see this one on my head. You know what I mean? Check that out, y'all. It's reversible too, as you can see. This is the classic on this side right here. And then this is the logo and stuff like that. And then you flip it. You've got the version 5 right here. You know what I'm saying? Reversible beanies, y'all. That's what we're doing over here. Let's check out this Blade again. You know what I mean? So, we got to show you what we got, man. So check that out, y'all. Look at the classic on this side. I'm going to flip it back to the other way. So that concludes our show, y'all. So I want to thank y'all for listening. This podcast is produced, written, and directed by Adewale Agbo Jr. Before we get up out of here, y'all, we got to thank our sponsors. This podcast, the Sanity Vision Podcast, is brought to you by A4 Capital Consulting. Let A4 Capital Consulting grow your business, take it to the next level. That's A4 Capital Consulting, y'all, growing good business anywhere and everywhere. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details. And this podcast is also brought to you by Anadel Foot and Ankle. Don't live with foot pain, let Anadel Foot and Ankle make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details. So I want to thank y'all for listening. This podcast is produced, written, and directed by yours truly, Adewale Agbo Jr. Please check out our podcast wherever you listen, whether it's Amazon, Desva, Spotify, Apple, and you can all listen to our website at ScienceVisionShop.com. Don't forget to check out our website, ScienceVisionShop.com or ScienceVision.com for all the cool, awesome stuff we have, like the sweater I have on, the beanies I was showing y'all, the sweatpants. Now we got leggings for the ladies, so check that out. You know what I'm saying? And also, too, check out our social media platforms at Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all at Sanity Vision. Please don't forget to review us, rate us, give us a 5-star, don't be a hater. And as always, continue to inspire and achieve. Have a great week, y'all. Stay safe. Peace.